Hey y'all, it's Kathy. I am back with this baby album. And like I said in the last video, I think I really have some direction now. And I have decided about inking. And we are going to ink, and we are going to use Worn Lipstick Distress Oxide. And my sister-in-law came over this morning, and she made a few decisions about what she wanted, and she did like the inking. She did like the papers, so we're all on track, so that's a good thing. So we're going to put together at least 2 pages today. One full page, both sides. So this first one is gonna get a big pocket, a large pocket, and it's going to slide in this way. Now, I am using Genevieve Designs templates, and here's what I did. I printed them on the back of my paper. Of course, this is not pattern paper, but I'm going to use what is actually the back as my pocket. The reason I did that is because although I normally love vintage photo inking, for this album I just didn't love it that much. So I'm going to use the pink inking to ink the edges. So, but everything else is just the same. It's just flipped over. And if you really want to do it right, you can use mirror image and print it on the back, and then you'll have the actual original the way it was supposed to go. So, but right now we're gonna just start putting some pages together. And no, I don't know why. I think I'm just gonna go back and ink it all at one time. I really do think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put that back up. And put that back up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score my lines. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is cut out these corners, because when I was cutting them out, I just used the paper trimmer to cut the straight lines, and I didn't cut these little corners out. So we're just going to cut the bulk out of those corners. And I will link Genevieve Designs below. I'll link both her Etsy shop and her YouTube. And I've said it before, and I will say it again. She is the best to follow a tutorial on how to make an album. You know, mine is definitely not a tutorial. I'm going to give you some little tips and tricks here and there maybe. But if you want real instruction on how to do this and see all the tips and tricks, you need to go on over to Genevieve Designs and watch her videos. And she is such a sweet person, y'all. Okay. Now, sorry for the reach. Move that one out of the way for a minute. Okay, now remember, this is the back, this is the front. So I want my flaps to fold this way. I want my flaps to fold to the back. just snip that off a little bit more because I got it way too straight the first time. There we go. Now it won't show on the bottom here. Okay, so we have that. And we have this for the mat. See how nice that is? Okay. So I think what I'm going to do first is mat this. And I am going to use my art glitter glue. Sorry, I'm not real talkative today. Just contemplating things, I guess. Just talked to my brother. He lives in Florida. And sorry y'all if you hear my dog, she just coughed. She's back here in her buggy thinking she's Cleopatra. But she's probably wondering why I'm talking to myself again. Anyway, I started to tell you I've just talked to my brother a little while ago. And he is contemplating a move. He'll be a little bit closer, but not too much. He's just going to move about an hour and a half, I think. Hour and a half closer. Which, every bit, I guess, is closer is closer. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then I'm going to get this is my base page for my first page in the album. And I'm just going to mat it. So that's going to look good. And I am using art glitter glue again today. And thankfully, seems to be running smoothly. But I realize I did not cover my tip or put a pin in again. So I'm going to be in trouble again if I don't get my cover out and put my cover on it. I'm going to do that right now. My knitting needle cap. Pop it on there. And I'm going to put my pin up here on my magnet. Okay, trying to get everything situated. One day I'll show y'all my desk. Okay, get that on there as straight as I can. And smoosh that glue out. And I didn't do that on this one. It's probably too late. Dark glitter glue is probably all dried. That's good. Okay, so here we go. And I like to put the bottom on top of my sides so that things will slide into the bottom easier. And I always, when I print my Genevieve Designs templates, I write my page number, where I got it from, and where my mat is. And on this one, my page number is 23A, and this is the Enchanted design of the Basically Amazing system. And my mat for that is on page 70A. And so, if I have to look anything back up, I know right where to go. Now, I'm ready to put this down. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give this a little bit of glue right there. And get that tacked down. And do the same thing over here. Just to tack that down so it's a little bit easier to glue in, to lay in. Okay, here we go. I am so not neat with my glue. I see people that can make the most perfect straight lines. Get it right there to the edge. But that's not me. But it's glue. It still works. Okay. And here we go. And there's our first pocket. And I will come back and ink this. So that it'll look nice. I'm not finished inking that, obviously, but I just wanted to give y'all a little hint of what it is going to look like. But I can do that at the end for the whole thing, and it'll work out just the same. Okay, so the back page of page 1 is going to be a little involved. So here we go. Again, I'm using the back side, and I printed my mats on the back side of my design paper. I think that brown, the vintage photo, was just a little too much on this paper, on this album. And I didn't want it to get too dark. Did y'all see that I did that again? I didn't put my cap back on. There we go. Okay. All right, we got that one started. And of course I didn't score them. Again, I just use that black line, and I just put that black line on there with the Sharpie. I think I've got all of my boards marked, my little one and my big one. Okay, that piece is ready to go. But I'm seeing, okay, this bottom part is fine, but I'm seeing up on the top here, that's showing a little bit, so I'm just going to nip those little corners off. So then it won't show. Because this, even if it has something in the belly band, it could still show those corners. Okay, lay that aside. I've got it ready to go. And here again, printed it on the back, but this is the mat for this pocket. And I am, in this instance, going to score first, so that I can see well where my mat needs to go. So here we go. We know this is a 1/2 inch. And then this one, here's where I need to make sure that I'm staying on that line. So that looks pretty good if I'd quit moving it around. And I can, this is probably a better idea, put it here and score it that 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to cut the bulk out of the corners. Again. And then I'm going to mat it. Remember to put and turn it over. And that's where my mat's going to go. And I'm going to glue my mat all the way down. Did y'all see what I did? Probably screamed at me there, didn't you? I didn't score my bottom. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to go through and do the same thing. I'm going to score here. And here. And here. Then I'm going to cut the bulk out of my corners. And then it's ready again on the other side. It's ready for a mat. Okay. So I'll quickly glue this mat down. Look, twice in a row I've put my cap back on my glue. Yay! Smush that glue in. And one more time. I'm going to score. And I'm just gonna take those tips off of there just so that they don't show when I fold them over. What did I do? I think I did that wrong. Look at that. How did I manage that, y'all? Let me see. This is 61D. I don't know that I have one here. Let me see what I have. I might have to set this one aside, and no, we're not going to set it aside. We might have to print another one. Let's see if we have a 61D. Oh, I know what I did. 61A, 61BC, 61D. Look at there. There it is. Yep. I got the wrong one out. And I had my piece of paper turned over. I had my brown lines up when I picked that out. That wasn't very smart, was it? Okay. There we are. Crisis averted. Boy, I'm glad I noticed that before I got the glue on the back. Okay, here we go. I try to be consistent with my borders, but I also try to remember that this is a handmade item. If it's not just exactly perfect, ink covers a lot of errors or miscalculations or whatnot. Okay. And it is a handmade item. It is not going to be perfect. Okay, I need to trim. I need to trim this one. This was a late in the game decision. So here we go. Sorry for all the banging around. This needs to be 10 3/4. Oh, I know with the other side, maybe I can cut that. Okay, 10 3/4 by 7 3/4. There we go. Get my page back over here. Yep, that looks about right. Smush that glue. Y'all, I just am quiet today, and I'm sorry I'm not being very talkative. Okay, I think I'm going to put my pockets like this. And then put this little guy right here. Now, I really wanted No, this little guy has to go here. I may recover this later. We shall see. First, I'm going to fold my flaps. And it does help to use a bone folder and fold them on down. Then I'm going to hit this with a little dot of glue and this with a little dot of glue. Glue that one. And then get the glue on my flaps. Having an ever so hard time with my glue. It's all right. Thank goodness it dries clear. Okay, so I'm going to go right about there. Then this one's going to be next. Get my flaps folded. A little glue right there, a little glue right there. I know y'all saw that I didn't put my lid back on my glue. Somebody's gonna have to remind me about all that. Now look, see, I've got a little bitty place where that's showing. I should have angled those. I should have mitered those top corners, but it is not too late. I'm just gonna go in there and snip that off. That one's okay. Now, I'm gonna glue this down. And, you know, for some people, it might not bother you to have that little bit, especially since it's already inked. Now, see, I just got glue under my flap. That's a no-no. We don't want to glue the pocket together so that it's no longer a pocket. Okay, here we go. And this one to go about here. And you can measure all this and get them just perfectly spaced. I am not that person. I am just not that person. See, this one's going to look good right there. Fold my flaps. Oh, and something that I know I keep forgetting to ask y'all to do is please subscribe to my channel. I would just be thrilled if I could get 1,000 subscribers. That would be wonderful. Okay, so my alarm is telling me that it's just about time for my phone to cut out on me. So I'm going to glue my belly band. And I'm just going to get it right here. There we go. I might like that a whole lot better after it's inked. I mean, I love the belly band, but I'm talking about the same paper. Then I'm going to glue this right on here. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. And I hope y'all are having a happy crafty day. Thanks for watching.